Hello to the world and the Bedini followers. Well, this is my 7 charging process. First, I will show you the voltage of my charging battery. This battery was previously discharged with an automated discharge device to 11.56. Because why I did not discharge to the 11 volts? 2 reasons. I have not enough time, and second reason, I do not want to damage the battery. So I have the time and I have approximate values for discharge time. Let's look at the charging process. Okay, I mentioned in the I mentioned that I discharge this charging battery to 11.56 volts because I have a new device which I use separately from the Bedini, and this device actually save my charging battery because sometimes I do not have enough time to control the power. Okay. Okay, I just take a minute to think about things. Well, okay, currently I have a problem. I have a problem with my volt ampermeter. Sorry guys, I look at what I missed. Okay, now I got just quick. With one camera is always funny. So what just happened? I missed to connect my ampermeter properly, like this. So stuff can happen when I have a lot of work lately. Okay, now and then connect the right. Okay, now, okay, sorry guys, just connected to the right way. So, okay, why I use automated discharge device? Because it helps me a lot. One thing, it saves my charging battery from the under discharging, I mean. So I will discharge this battery conventionally, but with no damaging to the battery, and the time of discharge is pretty decent. I must say I did not completely at the point where I can say I have charged my battery by the Bedini to 12.65 volts, but I getting there, and you see rapid increase in the voltage of my battery. So on the other side, once again, this is my voltage meter of my primary battery, this is my amperage meter of my primary battery. So I running my system on 27 amps, milliamps, 27 milliamps, getting, this is a input ampere meter, getting 14-15 milliamps, but as a result you will see slowly voltage increase in my charging battery, and you just saw some variation of the voltage. It's not rapid increase, but it's steady increase, and such system can run very long, and they will get pretty interesting result. But back to the topic. In my previous videos I always stated that I discharge this battery to the 11th volt. Well, from this point I will discharge this battery to the 11.56, because my device which I use thinks this is a low voltage and other voltage just damaging the battery. So I will trust my device, and this probably increase the capacity of the battery, because when I do not completely discharge the battery but still get some of work from the battery, it's pretty good result. I think it will be a pretty good result. And at the end of the 2020 charging procedure I will post just my Excel table, and you will just see the voltage increase after charge from discharge. So I mean, voltage increase happens of the charging battery. So each time when I discharge and charge the battery, I get a little bit more. So it's like Peter Lindelman told to at the conference, PDNI conference 2013, that if you potentialize the ions in the battery, you will probably get the result, but after some work. So because conventionally I will put some power, not 13 or 40 milliamps, I will put much more, like 500 milliamps to charge this battery, and then battery will boil, then sulfatation happens. This is not good, and I never used such type of charge on this battery. Which battery I change conventionally? I change conventionally this battery. Always 20 hours, and I noticed white stuff at the bottom of the battery, so probably I should control my charge time too, because maybe 20 hours not always enough to charge the battery at the full capacity, and my conventional charger device is like 300 milliamps working at 13 or 14 level voltage. So just random thoughts about the charging process, conventional and non-conventional. The voltage of my primary battery showing you 12.34. It started from 12.40, and when I charged my battery it was like 13 volts. So some voltage changing happens on this side, and I using currently 26 milliamps. You can calculate the average of milliamps which I use for the circuit work and the wheel spinning of the wheel, and it's like that. 1195. So voltage increase happens, but it's not rapid. Probably I assume when I will use when I have a ability to use more than one transistor, probably my charging time will decrease, and my general voltage charge will be much better than currently, and much faster, because just impulses. For people who are watching this video for the first time, you're actually looking at the charging process, charging test from the SSG circuit, which was built by me, but the idea I got from the Bedini open group. If you want to get more information about this type of project, just go and look at the web Energy Science Forum from Aaron Murakami. I shall probably spell it once again. Aaron Murakami. He is the guy who created a forum in the internet, Energy Science Forum, and this forum you will get a lot of useful stuff like books how to build the SSG circuit, more complicated circuits from Bedini, a lot of additional information about other researchers in this field, but I am currently interested in the Bedini stuff because it's very simple. So just to give you an overview what's just currently happening. This is not self-runner, not at all. I spin the wheel with my hand. You can think about some additional work input from my side. Then I use this primary battery to run this whole circuitry and to give enough magnetic field to spin the wheel. So during some time this primary battery voltage decrease and the system stop running. So it's not an overutility system, but this is not the goal of me in my current time and my abilities. This is just for research purpose, but I have my ideas already, and I probably will get you in the future more advice on how you can use this in the practical way. But this is a research and development operation which I want to get public, just to give the people notice that something and somebody doing actual work to research this stuff, because I don't know any Western European or American university who are researching this stuff on the full-time schedule. I'm currently doing like this like a hobby, started from zero, but self-educated pretty well. And to give you just notice, I'm currently studying at some university, so I'm not an average guy, but I started as an average guy, and you shouldn't be shy to start with your skills which you have. A lot of things self-explanatory, a lot of things you should explode like that. I mean, not to damage your health, but some thoughts and some work should be put in this project. And it's pity that Bedini kit stopped produce it. I don't know where I can buy the kit, but I don't need this kit. But anyway, I watched today the presentation video from Peter Linderman, how to build more advanced system with 7 transistors with 1 coil, and such type of system is powerful than my system because of the amount of transistors and the amount of spikes. So I want to say the whole general idea of the Bedini: you produce at DC current very high impulses. They are short, very quick. It's almost difficult to catch all impulses which you get in your system. I done some videos. I have this primitive oscilloscope, but I still have luck to catch some impulses, and this is just crazy. You see these impulses, but you cannot really measure because You see here, it's a current which I get on my site where I charge my battery. It's like 13-14 milliamps. When I disconnect my battery from the circuitry, this is charging battery, I get this neon lamp light up, and this is not 100 volts, this is actually 230 volts, and this is a saved precaution, because you get a lot of such impulses, and such impulses are actually not controlled. This is a wild type system, because I cannot this impulses actually is for free, I would tell you. Yes, you have some losses in the system, because I didn't figure out a way how to manage this battery continuously. So it means like when this battery almost at the discharge level, so what should I do? My best guess, switch to another charged battery and switch back then when this battery is charged. But the problem is still there. I need conventional type of the charge on this side. Some people say, what about capacitor? Capacitor temp system can be used too. I have nothing against such system, but then you just have another problem. When you discharge your condensator, you probably will get another circuitry to discharge the condensator, capacitor. Sorry, condensator is a German word. And capacitor discharge, I think it's not difficult to control, but nobody can tell me how big should be this capacitor, or how I can really control the capacitor so that I do not explode the capacitor. I mean, when I run larger system, I have larger problems, and my best path of thoughts is like thinking like I do not want to use a capacitor, because capacitor doing transformation from the radiant energy to the actual energy, and this energy have some issues, because when I put a lot of current to the battery, it's like a stress for the battery, and I didn't test it yet. I do not want to test it, because I don't know the influence to the battery which can give such charging process. So anybody who told you you can run such system like Bedini runs on one battery, they do not know all things which we should know, because Bedini stated himself, you can run system on one battery, but then you will destroy your battery, because the chemistry in the battery wasn't developed for such type of work. And currently, from my understanding, this is actually chemical problem, because you moving ions between the plates in one way, and when you discharge the battery, they are moving in the other way. But when you're doing two actions at the same time, and this action actually opposite to each other, I'm thinking that you never get some results when you're doing such type of system. So it's thinking about our Unity brings me idea. It's only about how you save some current for additional work and just reuse the current, and you will have the losses. I mean, look at the wiring which I have here. It's a lot of things which I would improve when I build the second system which I have in my thoughts, because all this wiring is not needed. You can actually build the system on normal circuit, and this was done a lot earlier as me. This was done by Bedini folks who sold some Bedini Energizer kits, but currently they are not selling such kits. Sorry, it's a pity that they are not selling such system. But anyway, you can probably, I hope, cheap order from one or other company's circuitry, and then just put all stuff, all parts to the circuit, or use such type of board, and then just working with the iron, connect this is just my fast quick development board, I will say here. At the first time where I did build this stuff, I don't wanted to solder it, just to have an opportunity to change fast things. And with soldering you need some time to do it in the best way. So this is a development board. Real practical boards, there should be soldering on the board and the parts and the stuff. Another issue which I want to bring you, my system isn't very powerful, because really the problem is with my coil. Its winding is clockwise, but currently I know the best results which you can get on this type of system is when you wind your coil counterclockwise. So why it should important actually? I have on my coil such type of magnetic field which always in repose mode. So I have north pole and north pole, and then this magnet will be moved. But when I done it other way, so if I build a new system, I will build a coil with a counterclockwise winding. Why? Then it's a very good reason why I will do this. When I build the coil with a counterclockwise mode, I will actually produce a south pole on my coil, and then magnet through his neutral zone, I think I will get even more impulses, because I have attraction mode on my system, and even more impulses I will produce it, and then some interesting things can happen, I think. So it's just developing, and I don't know. What I need currently to know how I can charge my batteries so that I have actual meaningful work. And I must tell you, this battery is very powerful. I mean, I have my small resistor attached to this battery through the discharging device, and my resistors are smoking. I mean, like real black color of my resistor. So I just currently, last time I did an order to buy new resistors, which will be much more I would say they can take a lot more of heat when I discharge the battery, because my my small resistors are actually burning, and this is not good and smell, but this is for me is an indication that this is battery, that actual work from the battery happens. I cannot tell you do I get all 5 air amps. Currently I cannot tell you, because I didn't done the calculation. I doing the table, the standard Bedini table of charge and discharge of the battery, but I do not realize the time and the power which I which I discharge, which I get from the discharge of this battery. But I have some indication, and what actually will be pretty good indication when I bring my voltage of my charging battery to 12.65 volts. This will be the first best results from my all time that I expecting. And then from the 12.65 I start to do things like I will take this battery fully charged 12.65 volts, then I have inverter, I have conventional charging device, then I will connect the conventional inverter, conventional charging device, and connect this battery and try to charge this I will take the charge from this battery to charge this battery. Of course it will happen separately from all the circuitry, but when I can get with a conventional charger, with a conventional inverter, the energy, a lot of energy to charge this battery, this is pretty I will say fascinating thing, because then I will never use conventional power to this battery, because I always what I want to say, I will be enable to cycle the current from this battery to this battery and then back again. So I have like full circuit of my energy transformation from one to another battery, from one to another, and this is actually then you can say something about the COP of the charging battery, because currently it's not much telling for me myself personally, but I see that some charge happens, and this should take some time to get best results, but I'm pretty sure I will get this time, because the type of the battery which I use, the knowledge which I have about chemistry is better than it was months or years ago. And I should mention, with another type of the batteries, sealed lead acid batteries, they are pretty bad for this type of the project, because the problem with the sealed lead acid battery, you don't know the level of your liquid acid in the battery. And when you tell me why it's so important, because each time when you discharge and charge the battery, some chemical reactions happen and liquid level is decrease. It happens not like for one day, but it happens from time to time. And if you don't know if you have not enough liquid in your battery, then you will never get a lot of power from the battery, because it's just chemically not possible. So your battery plate should be always covered with a distilled water, or the plates of the battery should be always covered with a liquid. When they're not, you have a problem. And in my case, I always monitor this type of level, and then there's actually quality charge. But once again, idea is to do following: 12.65 from fully charged battery, this battery, and then hook up conventional charging device, conventional inverter, and just look what happens. Look what happens. And when as I said earlier, when I can get one-to-one charge, then this will be actually interesting, because then I can think about other things with this type of system. Because look, I didn't ever utilize this mechanical work, and this will be another thing to think about. What can you do with the mechanical work which you can additionally get from the system? It's not much. I cannot say this type of the spinning which I have here is is such type of the it's not powerful enough to get some wind power from this type of system. But if I build a second system, if I build the coil in the if I wind the coil in the counterclockwise mode, then I will produce more powerful magnetic field in the coil, and then my system will operate in much quality way. The wheel, I probably say, I presume that the spinning of the wheel will increase. Then my power consumption probably will stay at the same level, but I hope that I will be able enough to lower the input current. So